Check it out. Chip the Rip, King Chip, man. Kicking it with DROPSMEDIA, talking about this Charles Worth LP, man. Tap in.
You already know what it is, man. You know, I always feel super special when I get to sit down with artists, but today I'm definitely feeling, you know, on like cloud nine, as I was mentioning, you know, when we had spoke, you know, just a little bit before you played the album, and you know, right when I came in, I've been a fan for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah, thank you.
You know, I'm just definitely excited myself to just be here with who I feel like is just obviously, you know, the undisputed people's champ, authentic, St. Clair survivor, St. Clair icon, whatever you want to call it, man. Mr. 44108 himself.
For real, yeah.
King Chip, man.
Yeah. No doubt.
What's the deal, man?
Hey, man, you know, working on this album, man, just, you know, having fun, man. For real.
We talk about, you know, there's so, I think obviously we can't really half step with this interview because I think it's so much, you know, of a career that you've had, and there's so many moments, but you know, specifically locking in on this moment, the Charles Worth LP, I feel like it's a definition of the shit hit different.
Yeah, it's hitting different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I think that this is the first time that people are going to hear me on, you know, make a body of work like this, because it's just new. You know, the stuff that I have out, the stuff that people fell in love with, you know, that's good too. You know, but it's just, you know, I think this is going to be just more of that. You know?
Obviously, it's like you just said, and I spoke to you a little bit about this before, excuse me, but you know, being that you've been not, I wouldn't say lucky, but fortunate to build on an independent career the magnitude of yours, and have, like I said, mainstream impact, mainstream success. But I feel like even in this sense, the songwriting that kind of took you to that point, it's at another level with this project. From your perspective, I feel like I just want to get what you think about your songwriting on this project. I feel like from what I heard, I think you challenge yourself in ways where, again, like I said, we've seen this from you before, you know, in flashes, you know, when everybody has their flashes of greatness, but this was at a level where it was like so locked in, so honed in. It was like you had meditated and found that higher place and really just kind of lived there for a minute while you were creating.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I think it's a beautiful process. I mean, I think the song that I have that is the oldest song is a song I started in like 2015, and you know, it's always been like an unreleased song that I liked. And then I lost all the files to it. And I found all the files to it. I lost, which is rare. Like, if you lose all the files to a record, that's it. But I lost all the files and then found all even the producer, he lost the files to the beat. Then he found it. So it was just like, oh, it's perfect timing. It wasn't supposed to come out no earlier than this, even though it's from 2015. You know what I'm saying? So, and then there's new songs that I just did. You know, a lot of new songs. But it's just a range of just really like my best picks over the last, you know, maybe like I said, since 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I think when you say it's a range as well, obviously it's kind of like a double entendre in a sense, because not only is it the range of music, the range of time, but also I think just the range of relationships almost, I want to say, because I don't necessarily think of collaborations as just collaborations. I think of them also as like relationships, and it also showcases another level of creative intensity.
Right.
From Dom Kennedy to Smoke DZA, Guap Dat 4000, Dej Loaf, Layzie Bone.
Yeah.
Man, what for you? What was really one of the funnest parts about like the collaborative aspect of this? And this is without even getting into the production, because that's a whole conversation in and of itself. But yeah, the collaborative aspect, artist to artist on this one. What was, kind of one of the highlights of this? Do you feel like?
I mean, I think for me, the highlight. Well, I mean, I think the most important song I think was the song that I have with Layzie Bone is kind of like almost like a title track. So it means a lot to me, and it meant a lot for him, to be on it. Layzie Bone and every member of Bone Thugs and Harmony were just, beyond influential. Influential is not even a strong enough word for what they were to me. Bone Thugs and Harmony was just like, because I was, because I'm from St. Clair, I'm from so close. We're from the same zip code. 441 East 99th is in 44108. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's that close. You know what I mean? And it's just like, wow. I would be a kid and know that, I would pass that street all the time. Ride in the car with my family, or ride my bike or whatever, because it's right there. And I was like, and I know how mega they were, and I was a kid, and I was just like, whoa, oh yeah, if I could do it, I could do this then. You know what I mean? It just gave me hope. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they talking about Cleveland in just such a way they got the world on fire, and I'm like, wait, yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely. I think I want to ask you specifically too, while we on the aspect of Cleveland and even also shout out East 99 forever, you know what I'm saying, like, but I think with Bone Thugs we talk about that aspect as well. When they were at the top of the game, obviously a distinctive sound, a distinctive style that really kind of, not, I wouldn't say kind of, it for sure catapulted hip hop into a whole other stratosphere. But I think also it defined a specific pocket or specific style for Cleveland, and for the sound of what Cleveland music could kind of evolve from. I'm interested to know kind of how you feel what the identity of the sound of like Cleveland is as far as music, and even more so how you've taken that on and you've really not only owned that identity but again evolved with it throughout your discography.
Yeah, I mean, I think what Bone did was so powerful. I mean, of course, me being so close is definitely something that's a part of me that's woven into my creative, just my creative existence. With music, it's just something that's, I'm not like, it's not fake because it's something that comes from, like I said, like my zip code. Like I was a direct effect, from that. You know what I mean? So, but aside from that, I think Bone Thugs and Harmony, if you really listen closely, you know what I mean? And I mean, if you really listen, you don't have to listen. You don't even have to listen that close. But if you really pay attention, you'll notice that all this is Bone. All of it. Just listen to everything. It's all Bone.
That's what I was really getting at, because like I feel like even what they were, not aside from cadence, aside from the flows, what I think they were doing, and honestly what I think you've done with melodies your entire career, very advanced. Yeah. But also just, it's good music. Yeah. It's well thought out, well composed music. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, again, melodically, I'm just curious to know, like, how did y'all, what really, like, what were you listening to, or what were, before them, like, or even what do you feel like inspired that, just the way that, I feel like you, like I said, you guys both really bend melodies in a way and really kind of utilize them to create kind of new pockets in a sense.
Well, I mean, I think for, just speaking in general from, the east side of Cleveland, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is not on the east side of Cleveland just for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, the east side of Cleveland has a lot to do with music. It has a lot of influence, even from rock and roll. The DJ who had a lot to do with that, is from the east side of Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like, Cleveland has a lot of, I don't know if it's something in the water or what, but Bone, the reason why I think they were so special is because I don't think they were influenced by any other artists. From the way that they would talk in their raps, that was like kind of like Scottish. You know what I'm saying? Like follow me nine, hop in me, follow me nine, hop in me nine. Like instead of saying like get on my bike, they would say get on me bike, and then or like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not nobody was doing that, so it wasn't influenced by anything. Like, but I can think like maybe if you go to another country, they might kind of talk like that, but it's a different culture, so it's not like that's not on St. Clair. You know what I mean? So like, what the hell is going on right now? What am I listening to? But this is so creative. It just had my mind in a trance, and I think it unlocked some creative shit in my mind to let me know, like, oh, you're not limited to talk this way, or you're not limited to think this way. It's really crazy. It can send you, just a little creativity can send your mind down a rabbit hole.
Absolutely. Definitely. I think even going down the rabbit hole, I feel like that's really kind of a good segue, because I think that's what this project is in a sense. I mean, before I kind of assign my, meanings and what I kind of took from it, I definitely want to get your take as far as, what you really hope to project from the album. But I definitely do feel like, again, with the variety and also the way that you're illustrating on the album, really, again, illustrating, setting the scene, it is like going down a rabbit hole. But again, the Charles Worth LP at like a glance, like, what is this from your perspective to the fans, and how, in a sense, was it created in that way to basically project that, if that makes sense?
Well, I just think that this is like the first project where I'm just kind of like, the gimmick is who I actually am, and not just like a theme, or something, And usually people used to seeing me as a cartoon. There's a lot of people don't even know what I look like. They know my name, but they don't know what I look like, and that's not so much of a bad thing. I don't mind it, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going nowhere, you know what I mean? Like, I got plans on doing a lot of things. So, at some points, everybody's gonna have oh, that's him. Oh, that's him. Oh, shit. Okay. You know what I mean? That's cool. But this is the first album cover where I really wanted to, like, I think this is the first album cover that I have my face on the cover, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm just, like, I think I'm like 10 years old in the cover. That's the cover right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, I wanted to just give them something that was real, and just give them, give the fans me. I feel like that's the only thing I haven't given them yet, is like the full me. And then with the passing of my mother, it was just like perfect timing to just be like, here's the story, because, I wanted to tell the complete story of why I am where I am, is because I am who I am, and I am who I am because of my family, you know what I mean? Like my mom and my dad and my uncles and my aunts and, my friends and my neighbors, you know what I'm saying? And like my peers, that's why I am who I am. So I feel like that's really like something we all can relate to.
Absolutely. I think the power of place is real, for sure. And obviously we've been rapping about that now for, almost 10-15 minutes. But I think now even that idea of the power of place is definitely even more, I guess you could say, magnetizing in a sense, or electrifying, to live and die in LA, right? People come here from all over, all walks of life, and they all have dreams of being a star, right? Or even just being among the stars, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of times artists can come out here and get lost in the sauce, but I think obviously for you it's been the exact opposite. It was more so like you just jumped in the sauce and just been dripped in it ever since. You know what I mean?
It's all about, it's a cycle for a reason. And the reason why it's a cycle is because the people who just jump in there, they grow and grow and grow into a person who's not going to, do the same things that they did when they first started out. But that's the whole significance of the cycle. And so the next person can come in there, you know what I mean? And they can capture a pivotal moment or a mega moment. Like even this interview right now, even yourself, this could be a moment where it becomes huge, and then it's like, yo, who decided to interview this dude right in the beginning of his, he's not even done, like, some of the songs ain't even mixed. You know what I mean? Like, whoever knew to do that they really knew. You know what I mean? They had that ear to the street, and they really lived this shit. You know what I'm saying? Whoever knew to do that, they had their ear to the street, and they really lived this shit. So, that's the whole point of just keeping this shit going. That's what keeps it alive. You know what I mean? It's a cycle.
Absolutely. And I think, it's significant that you say that it's a cycle, because I feel like there's so many different cycles of creative spaces and again, relationships that you've had. Obviously, the game, you know what I'm saying, is somebody who is not only important to hip-hop in general, but instrumental here in the West Coast.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, I think there has been cycles of you two coming together and creating. What was different, or maybe, more appealing about, this time around, being able to connect with him? And maybe even more so, again, just kind of thinking about that cycles theme in the grand scheme of things, when you look back on the collaborations or even the times that you had to, just connect with him or work with him. What was that like, and how do you feel like that, added to, again, that idea of the trajectory, and even just, that idea of full self-development, right?
I mean, yeah, that's really cool that you even asked that question, and that's dope that you bring that up, because bring him up, because when he invited me on to his album, which was huge, first of all, this is game we're talking about. You know what I mean? And to be invited to have a rap verse on his album is something that is, for someone like myself who's always been independent, who's just always just been, straight to the street, for him to recognize what's going on and be like, yo, I'm like, cut through the bullshit, like he can, whatever he saw, he was like, yeah, that's real. And I'm putting this shit on my album, you know what I mean? With Kevin Hart and Trey Songz, you know what I mean? Like, and making it a dope record. For me, I'm new to LA, you know what I mean? I didn't really have a lot of relationships out here, so that alone was like, people probably been living out in LA for years, long before me, and always wanted to have something like that happen. They may be just as good at rap as me, you know what I mean? Or just as, or whatever the case may be. So I really felt humbled by that, you know what I mean? Like, I felt, really honored by that, and like that was something that was just so real and organic. It wasn't like we met through anybody. We genuinely just bumped into each other, and the rest was history. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was I think that was just alignment. That was God. So we did another record. I know I was just kind of coming back outside after my mom passed. I mean, I wasn't down or anything, but I was just kind of getting back in the studios, and I came to one of his sessions, and he had a record for me. He was like, yo, yeah, it's just for you. I was like, wow, thank you. And it's really dope.
That's amazing, man. You always hear these stories about, the game just being like the ultimate, like giving people the ultimate vote of confidence, right? And yeah, obviously when I saw that, and I see that he has a part in this new chapter for you, that is again so personal. It definitely was like, yeah, we definitely got to figure that out, because it's the alignment is insane, and it also leads me to, again, we're talking about the cycle, obviously, when you were playing records and you was like, yeah, that's Guap Dad. And I felt like you were pretty excited about that as well. I think it's interesting as well because obviously Guap Dad is, he has obviously his own lane, his own platform and things of that nature, right? But like, I feel like it's kind of like in the same regard, right? Where it's like you're giving him the opportunity to reach a new audience, to and I think also to soak up game, right? Because it's like, it's not like you haven't had a decade plus long career of successful hits and a diverse discography for an accent, right? So yeah, what was it like really locking in with him, and again, just cycle wise, just how did that factor in to everything as far as this moment, right?
I mean, well, I think Guap Dad is dope, man. I always have, man. You know what I mean? I would just see him rap, see him do his thing, and just kind of see him. I don't see everything, but the shit that I did see from hear from him, it's always dope. You know what I mean? And he's a cool, he's a real dude. He's got a cool vibe, and you know what I mean? Like, he's cool. I can relate to him, you know what I mean? Like, when we kick it, it's cool, you know what I mean? Like, I fuck with Guap Dad. So when we did the record, when Raven Tyler, which is an amazing songstress, like, her voice is just out of this world. Yeah, we did it here, and had a fucking ball, and it was fire. My homie Duke did the beat, and yeah, we just kind of just came together, and just, that was one of the more organic, processes for making a record, because you have, sometimes everyone can't be in the room at the same time, and that's okay too. But this was one of the cases where we were all in the same room at the same time. And I think the chemistry, shit comes out a little different, you know what I mean? I think I wouldn't have put that kind of verse down if Guap Dad wasn't in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was just some email shit, I might have just, I don't know. But he was there, we got a room full of people, it's a vibe. I had the, now it's like, it turns into a performance, but it's captured. It's different than just like being in the room, laying a verse, and it's just you.
He have y'all on the Marshawn Lynch special with the patrinacy. Y'all had the patrinacy going?
No, I don't think so. Maybe, did we? I can't remember. We had something. I don't think we had the patrinacy though.
That's dope though. That's love. I love
ooh, that's a dangerous mix.
Dangerous mix, man.
We used to do the Patron and the Rossi. We used to call it Patrassi. The Patron and the Carlos Rossi wine with the Patron, we call it Patrassi.
That's damn near like the you been to the Dominican Republic, the Mama Juana shit?
No, I haven't yet. That's
oh man, that's damn near like that. But that shit is that had to be spicy.
It was cool, it was a lifestyle,
Yeah, I love it. I could do it. Yeah, definitely. Man, I think obviously we speak about lifestyles. I think you're you are one of the archetypes of the first real lifestyle rappers to really emerge in the 2010s era, I should say. And not to be like, oh, it wasn't work that came in before then. That's not, I'm just saying, I think obviously there was a shift in the 2010s, and lifestyle, backpack rap really kind of shifted into lifestyle rap, right? Where we had guys really kind of talking about, whether it was from the, the Jerkin era or, Hype Beast era, things of that nature. The whole ASAP mob coming out with things of that nature. And then obviously I think where you took things, where you really kind of personalized your whole story and your creative output based on really what I would like to say is your leisure, right? Mm-hmm. Like making I think you said something on Cleveland, on the Cleveland album where you said, your free time will make your me time, right? What you do with your free time will determine how you can,
exactly.
Spend your me time, right? So, with that being said, I wanted to ask you: do you consider yourself a storytelling lyricist? Why or why not? I do.
I mean, I feel like story is important. But when people think of storytelling, I think sometimes, at least for me, at first I used to think like this. When I thought of someone who was considered a storyteller, it made me think that they did songs where the whole entire song was just one long story. Like if I was reading a book and the whole book was just one long story. But you can tell a different story in every other bar of a verse. There can be a lot of different stories, but the words are so potent and so dense that maybe 2 lines tells enough to write a book on. You know what I mean? And then the next 2 lines tells enough to write another book on. You know what I mean? And like that's a different kind of storytelling. You know what I mean? So I guess, and then I didn't really look at myself as being a storyteller because that's what I was doing. You know, but you know, and then sometimes I had records where I do kind of follow the whole story the whole time. You know, just telling the story no matter what is really what is, you know, I think is important. You know.
Absolutely. I think obviously when people hear the entirety of the Charles Worth LP, I think number one, obviously they're gonna have a hard time picking what their favorite record is. But
yeah, that's good.
I think they're gonna be intrigued by a lot of the stories that really, you know, thrive on the project. I feel like I think the one record I was telling you, I was like, bro, you made this at a crazy time because, you know, with James Harden just moving to the Clippers, he definitely gonna be throwing some money in the strip club to that record. You know what I mean? But it's like, bro, you told a crazy story, and it's like, you know, one of those things where it's like, you know, the moral zeitgeist of the time. It's like it touches on like some real, you know, real life shit for, you know, people right now. But also I think obviously the record that we was talking about, I told you that crazy ass story about last night, but psilocybin.
Yeah, psilocybin.
I think that's is a story in and of itself, because I think it's more than just like, I think I was down with, you know what I'm saying, taking trips. I'm down with, you know, but I think it's more so like a story of like self-discovery in a sense of understanding how to expand your mind through, I wouldn't necessarily call it self-medication, but I mean, I guess you could call it like self-meditation or like cleansing or purging, however you feel. But with that being said, we talk about stories. Maybe a story that inspired that record, or even just a story in general where, you know, you were maybe under the influences of, so to speak, and you maybe found a creative epiphany or stumbled upon, you know, some other sort of self-actualization discovery.
Yeah, well, yeah. So the answer to that question is pretty wild. It's pretty cool. It's pretty dope. I was in the studio, and at this particular time, I don't know why. I don't usually do this, and I don't think I've done it since, because it worked so well, and I couldn't get it to work this well, so it must have just been what I was supposed to do. But I told the engineer that I wanted him to put the captions on the whatever we were watching on TV, and I was kind of like taking the captions, and the beat was playing, and I'm just like kind of getting inspirations off the captions I'm seeing. You know, so I told him to put something wild on, so he puts some shit on about psilocybin. I don't know what program it was, but it was about psilocybin. And I'm just looking at the captions, trying to catch a vibe. And I there's like a doctor or something that's telling the lady, and I don't know what kind of doctor he was, but he was like, I think you're a perfect candidate for psilocybin. And I'm like, ooh, I think I'm a perfect candidate for psilocybin. Hey, I've been microdosing now. So I just built off that and just wrote the whole song off that one line, and just kind of told a story of a personal experience And I have a friend. His name is Victor Bowman, and he's the actual son, one of the sons. But like he was actually close to his father. But he's the son of Dr. Sebi. His name is Victor Bowman. Dr. Sebi's, I think it was Alfredo Bowman. But Victor is a really good friend of mine, and he's like one of the most cleanest, purest people that I could even imagine. He's like you know what I mean? Like he's so alkaline. He's for real with that shit. Like he is, you know what I mean?
God body.
He's not. It's not a gimmick. It's not. He's like, I feel like he's like sent from God almost. Like he really has it in his heart to go around and heal people, even if it's one person at a time. And that's something that to me is like very, 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 very powerful, because it's real and it's not really like, he's trying to withhold any education or information from you. A lot, and like I said, a lot of times he's just going around giving this stuff away, different herbs and different instructions, and it's just phenomenal. And he got. I mean, I can't eat as many shrooms as he does, but his tolerance is he'll have like 7 of them things laid out with his food. And just be like, yeah, this is from God, you know what I mean? And I'm like, instantly I didn't see it as a drug anymore, because I knew that his regular diet is so, it's alkaline, you know what I mean? So it's different than vegan, you know what I mean? It's alkaline, So, alkaline is when the pH is around 6 or 7 or whatever, and that's it. You know what I mean? And so everything has a pH. You know what I mean? Food, drink, whatever, everything, all this. So, he was like, shit, keep it alkaline. I'm like, oh damn, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And then the herbs, God made the herbs, so he figured out, he really just sourcing the herbs for you. And so like, once I just kind of like seen him on that path and just seeing how cool he was with mushrooms, and I was like, oh man, okay. So then when I did the song in the studio with the TV shit, that's what I was thinking about him. So.
That's amazing. Speaking of herbs, what's that? You got some herbs right there.
Oh,
What is that? What is that contraption that you got rolled up there?
This my smoking piece. Han Cholo, he's a jewelry designer. He's really dope. He did all my rings, and he did this smoking piece that I'm smoking out of. I roll my my joint or whatever it's called, and then I'll put it in that smoking piece. And it's like the male version of the Cruella de Vil little warrior smoking piece. it's a totem pole.
I've been meaning to, well, not even been meaning to, but I've just been watching, obviously, for the longest time that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have a thing for like silver, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, you one of the ones. You are the one with the rings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wanted to actually do a straight up drip with me. You let me know what's up with the rings,
well,
with the design,
silver,
but
gold represent royalty, but silver represent power. You know what I mean? Like some time ago, I don't, the specifics is for the historians, but that's something I did pick up just browsing the history, and I feel like I can relate more to the power because I wasn't really born into what I was able to achieve. I had to really earn it. You know what I mean? I had to be strong. I had to have power. So that's why I related more to the silver once I figured that out. But, yeah.
And then how long did it take you to build this collection? Like, maybe if you break me down, like, which was the first one to the last one that you got, if you could remember?
Well, when I a long time ago, this is many years ago, when I came into the ring life. Hancholo, one of my good friends turned me on to Hancholo. It's a designer. And it was just one ring that my friend had that he got from him. And I just wanted that one ring. I didn't even know what else he had. Come to find out, he's got a fucking shit ton of dope ass rings. I'm like, holy fuck. I'm gonna just get all the ones I want. I'm like, if I gotta grow some new fingers, then we'll fucking figure that out. But I gotta get all these rings I want. So I just got all of them that I like, and I ended up just filling all my fingers up. I don't even got on the rest. I got some that I wear on this part of my finger, like on the.
You stack them. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like they conduct a little energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We all about bringing the vibes in.
Have a little. You know what I mean? I might have a magnetic field in the palm. You know what I mean? Just in my control. You never know.
Absolutely, definitely. I think, man. Honestly, we talk about being in control of things. I think this is a moment, especially where, and I want to say as well, I told you, I've been, I feel like I stumbled upon you first when I was in 10th grade. I stumbled upon Kid Cudi when I was in 9th grade. Like, the level of influence that I feel like the music that both of you have put out over the years has had on, my life. And even just more so, like on a micro or macro level, whichever one, but just how I view myself as an individual because of the way that you both put yourself out into the world as individuals. I feel like it was instrumental in me being able to, just come into myself, right? And I think with that being said, this is a moment where both of you are, I feel, fully in control of your destiny. And so it's like on the opposite. It's like we have the Charlesworth LP, and then he has this moment with Insano. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot there, right? But I think the main thing that I wanted to ask you was, looking back on everything, right? Maybe this is a hard question, maybe not, but do you feel like this moment is what you thought it would be? Had you ever thought about this moment before? Or was there any moment in the time between, obviously y'all being young and really coming into the industry versus now being vets, and again, like I said, really being in control of what you're doing, where you felt like, you know what I'm saying, it made the most sense, or it really defined how you would get here?
I mean, I never really put too much thought or had too many expectations. Honestly, I really just put one foot in front of the other with everything. I mean, it's good to have a vision. It's good to be like, okay, this is where I want to be. This is how I want things to go. But I genuinely just been like walking by faith. And not to say I don't have a plan. I do have a plan, you know what I mean? Like, and it's good to be organized. It's good to be like, okay, this is my vision. This is what I want. But it's more so like a more wide quarterback vision than a narrow. I'm only looking here. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you got somebody wide open here, but if your quarterback vision is only narrowed down to the left side of the field, you can't really, you know what I mean? Like you can't really take full advantage of what's going on. So I kind of step back and look at everything and just kind of roll that way, and saying what, I think really it's a little bit of both. If it's not that, you know what I mean? But one thing I admire about, especially like my bro Cudi, is and I told him, is like, sometimes the difference is people that have an idea and say, that'll be nice, or it's people that have an idea and be like, this has to get done. You know what I mean? And it's just that simple. You know what I mean?
I feel like I kind of know this answer to this question because you said, I'm going to go my own way, God, take my fate to wherever you want. Do you believe in divine timing?
Yeah, I mean, it's all divine, man. Everything's divine, man. Yeah, I think it's all in place.
When I heard the story, when I watched the segment, you know, the St. Clair Icon segment, and you spoke about how, you know, that was just Miss Viscotti to me, my music teacher, and how everything came full circle. You know, I didn't even know she had kids, and it ends up being, you know, bro, y'all were on a record together with Michael Bolton.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, man. I mean, just making dope shit, man. I mean, you know, just making dope shit that's real. That's you know, a lot of people are just trying to make records that's gonna sound good for people, but it's a difference when you making some shit that's for real. You know, you're gonna make it sound good because that's what you like to hear. You know, but you know, making it real, that's not always easy. Sometimes you have to have the experiences. You may not be eligible to say no real shit because you ain't been through no real shit. So yeah, you make a good tune, or you make it come up with a nice little melody or put some clever words together, but the experiences aren't there for you to talk to me. Honestly, the first person I seen with the first rap, and I could be wrong, but the first rapper that I seen with a Tesla was Jaden Smith, my homeboy. He had the motherfucker, had the trunk, both the trunks open, all the doors open. I'm like, oh yeah. And I seen him, Elon sold him, but he didn't sell him like Jay sold it. When I seen Jay's Tesla, I'm like, oh, that's what I'm about to get. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't really understand what it was, because it was just something that I ain't really, you know, like I was hip to the Teslas, but I ain't never seen nobody flex a Tesla.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, I like that.
Hell yeah. When you whipping a Tesla, you definitely on game days you definitely be hitting the Let's Go Cleveland. You definitely put that at full blast, right? On game days.
Oh yeah. Let's Go Cleveland.
What was it like when you made that record? As far as just like, was that just one of them? Was it like kind of like after that 3-1 comeback, you was just hyping, you hit the studio type, or like was it like?
Man, you know what? When I made you know what? When I made Let's Go Cleveland, I had the game playing in the booth. I'm in the studio. I got the TV in the recording booth. And I got the Browns game on. And I was playing this beat. And I was just like, I was just kind of like chanting at the TV, and I was already in the booth.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, Brown song, let's go. And that was it. You know what I mean?
We talk about, obviously, you know, NFL, NBA is definitely getting into full season, full swing. What predictions you got for the Browns right now?
Man, I got the same prediction for the Browns that I got every year. And they're going to think I'm crazy till they're going to have to praise me. Because I think the Browns win it every season. Just like any Browns fan. I think we got this shit every time we come out.
We talk about
every home opener. I'm like, yeah, we got this shit. We going to the bowl, baby.
I
it's
love
over.
It. Die-hard fan. Never change. Never change.
Yeah,
oh God.
They're like, man, this nigga bad shit crazy, man. The Browns ain't finna do shit. I'm like, yeah, all right. Then what happened? We might sneak around, whoop your ass, and everybody
Honestly,
looking crazy, scratching their
I'm a
head.
Denver fan. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. So I gotta give it to you. Obviously, right now we got this in-season tournament that's going on. Do you know what it's about? Have you heard it? Do you know what it is? Do you understand it?
In-season tournament?
Yeah, the NBA, the in-season tournament. Have you heard about it?
No, what's that?
Okay, so the first round is 2 rounds. It's group play and then it's knockout rounds. Each division, so the East and the West is split up into 3 teams of 5. So all 30 teams are put into groups of 5, and they face off on each other, right? So the group play, everybody faces each other. It's a one and done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the championship round, it's like bracket style.
Okay, like the
winner
March Madness type shit.
Yep, and the winner takes home the first ever NBA Cup. So these regular season games, it's like certain days. I believe it's like Tuesdays and Thursdays in November.
So it's the first annual.
This is the first ever NBA tournament.
Cup?
NBA Cup.
Like Stanley Cup.
Tight.
Like a cup.
Tight.
Now, how big is this motherfucking cup?
You know how big the finals
now, look,
is. Is
it a chalice or is it a cup?
Do you think I think it's cool. I think it's gonna make motherfuckers actually hoop. Like, you know how it is in October.
So, hey, look, man, I'm never mad at something else to win. Because it's another way for somebody to show them what they can do. It's another thing, something else to achieve. You know, it doesn't rub me the wrong way. I can understand if it does rub people the wrong way and they want to just keep it the way things were and keep it simple. But, you know, we'll see how it goes, you know. If people ain't into it, it'll show.
Me personally, I think I do think that it's the greatest comeback of all time, because I've never seen anything like it. But I wanted to get your opinion. Do you think LeBron's 3-1 comeback in the finals is the greatest comeback in sports history? Why not?
Yes. Yes, because yes. because yes. because
you know what I'm saying? Like, what's understood doesn't need to be said.
because yes, like, put the clips over this, right? Because yes, and because yes. Hey, for real. Oh, and don't forget, yes.
Oh God, real shit. When I was like in 8th grade, I used to go play at the, like, you know what I'm saying, the YMCA. You had like the little open gyms. I had a pair of 5s. You know what I'm talking about, the moon boot LeBrons, the joints that was like the ankle high joints.
Yeah.
Bro, I wore them until the soles fell out. That was definitely my, like, young sports fan story, like walking around my town, the LeBron finals T-shirt. The prom, you know, the shorts with the line, the crown, the bronze, like, and would like rock them every day. Like, well, tell my mom to wash it after I wore it so I can rock it the next day. Do you have a story like that, you know, as far as, like, you know, when you were younger maybe, or even like, you know, even now where, like, you know, it just was like, diehard sports fan really, and, you know, it's just, I wouldn't change it, you know, no other way type thing.
Man, you know what? When I was a kid, we had this throwback jersey. It was let me tell you something, bro. It was an Eddie George College Ohio State throwback jersey, bro. This jersey has gotten stolen and sold and stolen and sold, and then it got stolen from the person that bought it to sell it to, but all in the same group of friends, because it's like a lot of us. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know how many of it was. I mean, I don't know how many of us it was at the time, but it was a lot. You know, I had a large group of friends. You know what I mean? Slab. So, that's where Slab E&T comes from. Just my group of friends. You know what I'm saying? So, this jersey was like, I remember when it was my turn to buy it from somebody who stole it from somebody else. And I had no idea it was stolen when it was getting sold to me. So I let somebody borrow it. I ain't going to say his name, but I let somebody borrow it. And he sold it
Now I never saw it again. And then I seen my homeboy wearing it one night, and I'm like, man, I paid for that. He like, you like the fifth nigga that paid for this jersey out of he like so like two of us who paid for it and got it stolen from. We want to know who stole it from us. Then we found the nigga who stole it right there. He laughing. But two other niggas that stole the same jersey is right here too. Well, it is just funny. Like we gonna have a Royal Rumble in this bitch, or we just gonna laugh. So we just sometimes you just gotta laugh.
If you didn't share clothes with your homies when you grew up, y'all really not friends.
But niggas
didn't share / steal clothes from your homies.
Look, we standing in the party. It's all of us. We did because when we go to the party, we got to all be out together. So now we all in the party, 1,000 deep in a huddle over this jersey because like 8 of us just bought the bitch. It's 6 of us stole it. Oh man, that's the craziest piece of drip I ever had.
Amazing, man. That's amazing. Oh man,
it was the all red with the white letters.
Yeah, that's man. Y'all must have been dry cleaning that joint or something. I don't know how y'all was washing that because for it to maintain for that long, it must have been that forever fabric.
Look, hey, that Mitchell and Ness
rayon forever fabric.
That Mitchell and Ness hold up. That shit hold up.
No wonder them joints be $150. Yeah.
That Mitchell.
Man, what'd you buy it for? What would you buy it for?
Man, I don't know what I paid for that motherfucker, man. I don't know what I paid for that jersey.
Oh man!
But it wasn't cheap. No. But it wasn't crazy enough for me to be like, oh hell no, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. But I paid 3 figures for it. A nice little 3 figures. I probably paid like $300 for that bitch. I was hot, or I probably paid $250. I don't know, something. I don't know. I ain't paid no band for it though. I can't remember what I paid for it, but at the time, you gotta think we in high school.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like it ain't a lot of money, but
that's a lot of money.
I mean, it's niggas in high school getting money though. Like,
because think about it. Like
it was niggas in my high. Like
at the time though, like yeah.
Eddie George, Ohio State. That's what.
No, he had been in the league. We just had his throwback. Yeah, that was a throwback jersey. Yeah.
Making a little segue, we had the 50-year anniversary of hip hop this year.
Yeah, we did.
What was a moment you felt like you fell in love with hip hop? Earliest moments you can remember.
Will Smith. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on TV came on when I was young, and I heard rap, throughout my life up until this one moment where I'm watching TV with my uncle, and I'm real young. I'm like young. I'm like 5, probably, or some shit. And I'm like, I'm listening to Will Smith, and I'm noticing that he's not trying to even sing. He's not even trying to. He's just saying these words. I'm like, what? I'm like, what is he doing? I'm thinking this is trash. I'm like, this nigga voice is horrible. He's not even trying. I go to my uncle. I'm like, yo, what is he doing? And he like, no, that's rap. I'm like, listen to him. He like, listen to him. He making the words rhyme. And I'm like, boom, unlock my brain. Boom, done. That was it. And it ain't nothing changed ever since.
Yeah. I remember when my dad first really sat me down and was like, this was the shit that I was listening to hip hop wise, and
yeah.
He would show me like Biz Markie and like Fab Five Freddy, what I'm saying, Boogie Down Productions, know, and obviously one of the ones that I gravitated to heavily that he showed me was Summertime by Will Smith.
Summertime, yeah. Drums, please.
That shit is crazy. Yeah. It's amazing. Y'all remember how? So y'all know how? Have y'all seen the new Bel Air yet?
Yeah.
I got to go to the premiere of the first season.
Yeah, did you like it,
bro? It was super cool.
I might
You
have
haven't
seen an
seen
episode.
you haven't. I like it.
Seen one episode.
I like it
did
because
that.
it's like
what I saw, I liked it.
I like it because it's like it's still like cool, like funny or whatever, but it's like it's the drama aspect, and it like takes it there. It like takes it there. Like there was some times when Fresh Prince would take it there, and really touch on like some real like societal, social hierarchy things, right?
Yeah.
But this is really like staring it in the face and wrapping its arms around it. But it's a drama and it's entertaining. I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying?
When I realized that it was the kind of show that I had to carve out time to watch consecutively, and that's why I only saw one episode, because it only took me one episode to realize that, like, okay, this is going to continue on. So I need to carve out the time to be able to watch this back to back to back to back to back.
Yep.
So that's why I kind of like, you know what I mean. And I'm glad that's why it's good to talk about things. Because I'm about to put that in rotation. Yeah,
you'll get back in it because I think they ended the third season right now. They're into the third season right now. And
see, I'm about to just watch. I had to do that with Snowfall. I had to do that with Game of Thrones. I had to do that with other shows. I had to just make sure I could just I'm on this. You know what I mean? So whenever I get my love, maybe I may come in at like 2 a.m, and before I go to bed, I'm like, all right, let me catch an episode of this before I go to sleep. You know what I mean? Just like, and just let it rock like that. You know what I mean?
If you was really a fan of Game of Thrones, might I suggest this Apple TV show is called C.
SEA?
SEE. C.
C?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's with Jason Momoa.
Okay.
The whole premise is basically like the world is blind after like a pandemic. And the future wiped out everybody, and they restart. But it's like a reversion to the Dark Ages. But there's like vision is coming back, and that's all I'll give you. But
hey, speaking of movies, I went to a premiere like last night. I saw this movie called Divinity. With I'm telling you, my homie Eddie Alcazar, he's directed it. This movie is off the fucking chain, bro. It's in black and white. It's crazy, and it's like a music video that is a feature with words. You know what I mean? Like not song, just like a real movie. It's a real movie, but it's shot. When you looking at it, it's crazy. Oh my god, nuts! It's nuts. Divinity.
All right, so we gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, shout out to Eddie. That's my bro though. It's in theaters, all the AMCs.
Y'all make sure y'all go see that Divinity for sure. Man, real quick before we get out of here, last question. I know that you posted a story today. You was kind of saying, you was like, man, like, well, you posted a story and a post today. You was like, I want to work with my people, but at the same time, I need y'all to come correct, right?
Yes.
Obviously, the 50th anniversary of hip hop just happened. What needs to happen in the next 50 years of hip hop for us to not only number one continue to stay the number one genre, but also number two, I think promote not humanity but healing in our community, within our community, but also become more sustainable, right?
Let me see what I say. I made a post today because I was trying to get some artists, last minute, try to see if I can find some dope artists that wanted to, that I can put on the album right before I'm turning it in, because I'm about to turn it in days. And I made 2 posts. The first one was just like, yo, yeah, you know what I mean? I just kind of made an announcement like, yo, tap in, you know what I mean? We're going to check you out, see, we're going to figure it out. Have somebody, figure it out. And then some of the people that my team was sending me, I was noticing a pattern, because they thought that I might want this. And that was even crazy. You know what I mean? And not that that's anybody's fault. It's just like, this is just how common this shit is. I'm like, yo, I'm seeing a pattern where it's like, I'm just seeing like, now granted, it's no problem to be somebody that's ready to protect what you got to protect. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all for that. I'm all for, you know, the bad guys don't follow the rules. So if you say no guns, that's only no guns for you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be smart. And if guns ain't your thing, they ain't your thing. But if you know how to handle when you're responsible, then by all means. So, but at the same time, I'm listening to this music, as everybody, it's just kind of too much, you know, gunplay with the whole culture, and it's really like a lot of these niggas not even like that. Number one, and it's influencing people that's not like that, and it's really just hypnotizing. The whole, it's fucking everything up for real. You know what I mean? It's corny. That's what I really. That's my whole message when I had, because I had to put up a follow up message and be like, damn man, y'all gotta chill out with all that shit. That shit is corny, bro. Like, why is y'all keep rapping about shooting motherfuckers? Like, that shit it's not even new no more. You know what I mean? Like, we heard that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I understand, you know what I mean? Like, you might want to hit him with the salt-based sprinkle every now and then, but god damn, you giving me nothing but a plate full of salt in the motherfucker all the time. Like, god damn, you ain't got nothing else but salt, huh? Salt Bay. Salt Bay got steak. He put the salt on the steak. You got nothing but salt. Like, chill, I can't even eat this. No homo, like, damn.
Oh man, damn. We lucky we ain't in here with Cam and Mace. They definitely would have paused us for sure.
No, I had to kid. I caught them before they would have caught it. If they catch it first, it's bad. You got to catch it first.
You gotta catch it first. Pause. Yeah, bro. Hey, we'll listen. Hey, listen, no homo / pause. I'm glad I caught it first.
You can't say nothing wrong. You can't say nothing wrong to New York niggas, man. Hey man, I love my New York niggas, man.
Damn, man. Pause, man. I'm glad I caught it first. Pause, man. Shout out to my dog. Shout out to my dog King Chip, man. The Charlesworth LP, man. It's coming. Pause.
Yo, see? They done fucked it up. Hey, now they about to run the whole interview back. Get us like 89 times. Yo. Pause. See?
Man. Before we get out of here, Chip, man, what you wanna tell the fans, you know, ahead of time? What you wanna tell the fans ahead of time before the Charlesworth LP is available everywhere?
Man, look. I just want to say that yeah, it's real. You know? It's real and it's love. That's it. And the shit fire.
The shit is fire. I will for sure vouch. Put my front, side, back again on that. It's fire. Much love, man. I appreciate you, dog.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man. For real.
You already know what it is, man. We out.